topics on the screen. Um, they may be a little controversial today, you know. But I have no dog in the fight in these topics. This is just just questions I want to know. Hey, how you doing, Carmel Mermaid? Yeah, these are just questions that I like. It doesn't matter. You can whatever perspective you have, I'm welcome to hear it. And I want to hear everybody's perspective on what y'all think. Yay or nay or in between. I want to hear every woman, black woman's perspective. So I just want y'all to know that. I'm not here to police y'all on what y'all think. I just would like to know you guys' thoughts on it. So, number one, I wanted to talk about, like, what do you think about dating coaches and life coaches for black women? That's number one. Number two, I wanted to ask black women, do you think that Shira Seven's advice for the average black woman is realistic? Number three, I wanted to ask, can you take Princella seriously? Number four, I wanted to know, do you think that you can really trust Anwar, the dating guy that's here on TikTok, to know what men truly want in a woman? So those are the topics today. And like I said, it doesn't matter what you think. I want to hear it all. So it doesn't matter. So I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to sway your opinion one way or another. I'm actually I'll try to stay away from saying my viewpoints unless y'all directly ask or whatever. But because I really would like to hear you guys' perspectives on this. Yeah. So once again, I'll see if I can keep it going, see if I can get some more people in the live. But I guess I probably should have to say something. That way I can get more people in the live that are listening. I'll just go for the least controversial, which is number one. I just think if we're talking about dating coaches and we're talking about life coaches for black women, I don't think that a black woman should follow a dating coach that doesn't have a partner. If your dating coach, if your ideal is to get married or whatever, and your dating coach is not married, I don't think you should listen to her. Because how is she going to teach you how to get something that she doesn't have? So I'll say that. And as far as life coaches as well, like, if you have a black woman that's saying that she has the keys to show you how to be successful and be happy and this, that, and the third and get your life together, but she doesn't have her life together, why would you be following that particular life coach? It's the same. I feel like it's the same thing for like pick-me's. Like, pick-me's like Janine, Just a Girl. They'll tell you that, oh, you need to be like me. You need to be like me to get a man, to get a man, to get a man, to get a man, to have a husband. But then you go and you see what her husband looked like. He looks like a horror movie villain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, I'm not going to follow you. I'm not going to do what you're doing because what you're doing got you married to a horror movie villain. Why would I do that? Why, what is it about me? If I be a pick-me like you, I don't get a fine man. If I be a pick-me like you, I don't get an attractive man. If I become a pick-me like you, I'm not living a soft life. I'm working for a man that has brown spots on his teeth. And that's who I have to let put himself inside me every night. Ew. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like, but I see a lot of black women putting stock into things that people say and they don't have anything to show for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of black women that follow Janine Just a Girl. I don't know why you would follow a woman that has something that you don't want, because I would venture to say 99% of black women that are single, that wish to be married, that look at pick-me content, y'all wouldn't want those women's husbands. Y'all would not want the men that those women have attracted to them. You wouldn't want them. You'd be disgusted by them. You'll think they're unattractive. You'll think their personalities are trash. So why would you want to follow behind those ladies? And like I said, I also find it weird to listen to single dating coaches that swear they can link you up with Prince Charming. You think that if they knew the finest, most eligible, most sexiest bachelors that they knew was going to be great men and faithful to women and respect women and love women, that they wouldn't be on them? You think they'd be waiting to give them to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, make that make sense while they sit there single. So it's just like, if you're the type of person, because it's so many women that follow dating coaches and life coaches and pick me women that claim they can tell these women how to get a good man or whatever. I really need women to stop it. If they don't have what you want, don't listen to them. And it's crazy because, in my opinion, only in this arena do black women do this type of thing. Because if a homeless person came up to you and was like, hey, let me tell you how to invest your money. Let me tell you how to spend your money and where to do it and how to get it. The first thing is going to come out of your mouth is, why would I listen to you about money? You don't got none. You don't even have a place to live. You clearly mismanage whatever you got going on. Why would I listen to you? That's what most would come out of a black woman's mouth. Like, no, no, no. I'm not listening to you. Or if you had a friend that was always broke, always broke, always broke, and they was trying to tell you about how to budget, you wouldn't listen to them. You wouldn't. You'd be like, girl, your phone just got cut off a couple days ago. Or you just asked me to cash app you $150 so that you could keep your lights on. Why in the world would I listen to you about budgeting? But for some reason, it's like black women, and I'm not saying this is the other races of women, but I only care about black women. Black women turn off their brains when it comes to somebody selling them a dream about what they can or cannot get. I don't get it. So I can only talk about number one. All the other topics, I would love for other people to tell me what y'all think, because I don't want to color y'all opinion, or I don't want to make y'all feel like y'all don't want to come up because y'all think I'm going to attack your thought processes, and I'm not. I'm actually genuinely curious to find out what you guys think about these topics, you know. So once again, I'll read them again. So hopefully I can get some more people in here. And hey, T Scorpio. Yes, I think dating coaches are scammers. I do. Even dating coaches that may have somebody, I feel like that is on shaky ground as well, because you can't be the master of finding someone love. You know, you can't be the master of that. That's something that I don't know. I don't know. But let me just no, I don't know. But let me just ask y'all the questions again, and y'all can tell me if y'all want to join. Number one, dating coaches and life coaches for black women. Do you think that black women should do that? You think that's a wise decision to hire dating coaches, life coaches? Number two, do you think that Shira Seven's advice, and I would say, do you think that her advice will work for the average black woman? Do you think that's realistic? Or do you think certain parts of what she says is realistic for the average black woman or certain black women? Number three, can you take Princella seriously? Do y'all take her seriously? And number four, do you think that you can trust Anwar to know what men want in a woman? And if y'all don't know who Anwar is, it is the G, dating coach that says that he can help, black women find a man and all of that. All right, go ahead, T.
Hey, 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 girl.
Hey.
Um, I'm gonna go one. Like, it's so funny how I never be answering these props all the time. I be rambling my mouth. Okay, the dating coaches and life coaches. For Black women, no. I think Black women should stop listening to dating coaches. Just my humble opinion is that they should stop listening to them. Don't take their advice because What fits for you, it does not fit for everyone. Dating is not necessarily a one size fit all. It does depend on a case by case basis. It's all depending on where you at, what you're looking for, and it's also actually depending on how like you expand your horizon on how what type of man, like a particular type of man, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The number one thing I would definitely say is be as realistic as possible. If you want a decent quality man, you know. So no, stop listening to these dating coaches. If you gotta pay someone to help you get a man, you already failed. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like that. Like I said, this is my humble opinion. If you gotta pay a dating coach to get you a dude, you already done lost. You might as well just stay single and try working on yourself and try healing. Because we all know how easy it is to get a man. It is really that simple. You can walk outside and hold your hand out, and you hold your hand outside, and a weenus will magically appear in your hand. It's really not that hard. So that's one. Two, do you think Share 7 advice for the average black woman is realistic? Yes, it is very realistic. Like I said, it depends on how far you want to go and how you want to expand your horizon. You know, um, at the end of the day, there is someone for everybody. You know, finding a quality man, I don't know, for me is really not that difficult if you know what a quality man is. If you are a healed woman yourself, then you know what you're looking for and you know your tolerance. And one of the things that Sierra Seven, that because I believe it or not, I really don't listen to her because I feel like I don't need advice. Maybe that's the arrogant part of me because I feel like I've already been doing this for so long. I've been basically since high school, to the point like I'm like I don't need to listen to her. At least not for me. I didn't need to. Sometimes I listen, because I want to. Sometimes very rare I listen to her. One of the things that we do agree on, it seems like it is very true, that you deal with a man based off your logic. You have to disconnect your emotions, like I already explained earlier. So this way you can get the best results. To make the best choice, you have to not put your emotions into it. This way you don't choose wrong. Like if I'm speaking anecdotal for me, I did not choose my husband based off love or emotions. I picked them based off my logic, my rationality, and what was like the best outcome and everything like that. I did not choose based off love. And it's also um what quality you see within yourself. Do you see yourself putting up with BS? Are you a type of woman that has a high tolerance or low tolerance of disrespect? Are you willing to give men grace? Because that also dictates everything too. You may want to get with a guy with money, then what? Bada boom, you got a man with money, but he can also be abusive. He can be narcissistic, and he don't even have to be charitable, because I heard some women trigger, believe it or not, women been telling me how they have dated supposedly millionaires, and those men never paid their bills and never gave him any money. Now I felt like that was absolute ridiculous, because there is no way I'm in a relationship with no millionaire and I'm walking away with nothing, or he ain't giving me nothing. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, I mean, you picked the right wrong choice. You picked the right. You picked a man with money, but you still picked the scumbag with money, and that defeats the whole purpose. You want to pick the right man because you want a man that's good to you. Damn near drink your, like, he'll drink your bath water. He'll pay you to drink your bath water. That's the type of man that you should be looking for if you choose to get with a man. You know, a lot of these women, first of all, need to just be okay with being single. That's that's the number one rule. How I feel. If you have not mastered singlehood, you are gonna end up settling for something that you don't want and you don't like, because you are dating with the purpose of not being alone. And I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's smart. Number three, Priscilla. I think what's happening to her, and I kind of almost don't blame her a little bit because I actually had to sit and listen to her. Actually, I actually listened to one of her lives, and like the entire live one day. I was just bored, right? And it sounds like to me she's coming from a place of disappointment and bitterness because she's disappointed in women. So I think her lashing out and the things that she is saying is out of frustration, especially the fact that all her relationships getting put in the forefront. And I think that's what I think that's what it is. I think a part of her is just she's coming from a place of disappointment. I'm not saying to excuse the stuff that she said and the things that she's doing. You know what I'm saying? Unless she's using those men for material to teach the women, that I get. But I don't think that's the point what she's doing. I think she's tired of she's sick of what she's seeing and hearing about women. And I don't necessarily blame her necessarily because being on TikTok, going in a few of these spaces, I can say the same thing. I'm very disappointed in a lot of women that claim themselves to be liberators for black women. I don't like the things that I see. I don't like the things that I'm hearing. It's not coming from a place of logic and rationality. It's coming from a place of bitterness and emotions, and that's not a person that's bitter and hurt. I don't listen to people like that because every advice you're going to give me is going to be wrong. Um, so number four, no. The answer is no. And this may sound a bit funny because of the fact that he's G. No. I mean, take anyone can call me whatever they want. Because of the fact that he's G, no. Not necessarily. I've never took dating advice from a G man, honestly speaking. No. I no, I'm gonna be honest. No. That's it.
All right, T. And you guys, I'm gonna let all you ladies speak first, and then I'll give my perspective after I hear a lot of different perspectives from women, just because, like I said, I don't want to color anything, and because then I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to debunk what they're saying, because we all gonna have our opinions on these people. So I'll wait. All right, I'm gonna go here to PG 1908, and then Sunshine.
Hey T, hey Trigger, hey
Hey,
everybody else on the panel. How y'all doing?
pretty good.
This is a good topic you got. I'm gonna get right into it. Dating coaches and life coaches for Black women. I don't think that's a good idea, mainly because most Black women have been societally conditioned based on just the mindset of the Black community to not want to be better people. Because if Black women were to become better people, they would not want BLK non-females. If Black women were to elevate, develop their self-esteem, get a life coach, start to live life in an elevated way, start to do things in an elevated way, start to see the best in themselves, start to check off their list of goals and accomplishments, start to go after the things that they want in life, because that's what life coaches do. They will realize that their male counterparts are not suitable for them. So there's a concentrated effort in the Black community to keep Black women in a low place. So a higher message is not going to reach or resonate with the majority of BLK women. Number two, do you think Shira Seven's advice for the average Black woman is realistic? No, I don't. Shira Seven has a mindset. Get these bills paid. I don't really care about what this man look like. I don't really care about who he talking to. I don't really care about if he got some other woman he texting. Are these bills paid? She is more so of pushing a lifestyle more so than an aesthetic. A lot of Black women want to have, oh, he look good. Look at his teeth. He chocolate. Oh, look at him. You two in love with this dude, and he hadn't even offered you anything. So her advice kind of contradicts that. It's get the value, get the resources, get the stuff, and if he look good, great. But that's not the priority. Black women's priority. Oh, he looked good. He chocolate. He's 6'6", and he hadn't even bought you anything to eat. He hadn't showed you anything. He hadn't told you whether or not he's honest. He hasn't stood on anything. You haven't seen his character. You so busy worried about what he looks like. And that's why Shira Seven and her message will not hit most BLK women, because what she's saying is get the stuff, get the money, get the house, get the mortgage, get some stuff in your name. And most BLK women don't operate that way. So that's why it wouldn't work. Her advice would not work for the majority of BLK women. When it comes to number three, can you take the advice of Priscilla seriously? In the beginning, when she first started out, she was saying some things that made sense. But I think with that situation that happened online with the relationship, I think that kind of threw her. And you can start to see where her healing needs to take place. She needs a lot of healing, and she does a lot of weird stuff on her lives. So it's like, yeah, I don't know anybody who's still listening to her. Maybe she does still have a large following. I don't know, but I can't take her seriously because she started off good, and then she just crashed and burned, and it just seems like she's hurt and she's acting very traumatized and damaged, and she really need to talk to a professional. That's what I think. And then for the fourth one, Anwar, didn't somebody on this app come out and say that she gave Anwar $10,000? Anwar is a cash grab. Anwar is someone who sees a way to make money. He knows that there are a lot of professional BLK women. Even if he is rainbow, okay, that's fine, because they know how to hit you up for a lick. They know how to get money. So he sees an opportunity. He sees these BLK women who are making money, BLK women who are owning businesses. And he was like, how can I tap into that resource? If I'm not going to do hair, if I'm not going to sell them clothes, I can sell them the idea of love. Black women are way too easy to figure out. It's too many people on the outside of our collective of women who can look at us and say, okay, I can sell them some hair, I can sell them a look, or I can sell them some love. And we need to stop being so predictable. I wouldn't trust anything that Anwar has to say because it's a cash grab. He knows how to make money. He knows how to get attention. And that's what that is. I yield.
All right, PG 1908. It's good to see you and hear from you, sis. All right, like I said, all of you guys are making points. And some of y'all, some of your points I totally agree with. And then some of the points I have something that I want to add, but I'm just gonna shut up and keep going because I want to hear all of y'all. I want to hear all of y'all thoughts. So let me keep going to Sunshine and then Special K. Go ahead, Sunshine.
Hey, everybody,
Hey,
can y'all hear me?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I'm at work and this is kind of shady. I hear the signal. So, first and foremost, hello to everyone. I hope everybody's in good spirits, right? Um, Number one, dating coaches and life coaches for I'm a metaphysical type of person and a spirituality type of person. So I would subscribe to that. I subscribe to the knowledge of myself. I think that's where a lot of us have dropped the ball at. We look to outside validation, right? We look for other people to tell us what to do or to give us a thought. When you should look inside. You know what I'm saying? Look deep inside yourself and seek the answers for the situation that you in instead of somebody else, right? So I don't subscribe to, necessarily going to a dating coach because they could tell you something that's wrong for your situation, right? Only you know. And a lot of the times we do be knowing like what it really is, but we be ignoring it, right? Because we want to go against our own self. We self-sabotage sometimes, because of society, right? And what they have brainwashed us into believing, right? And so I really feel like, women, us Black women need to first center ourselves, look inside ourselves for the answers and get knowledge of ourselves. That's that right there. To Shira. All right, look, Shira cool, look, but you gotta understand that she talking to the women that want to deal with men. That's it. You know, that's all. The women that want to deal with men, I co-sign what she's saying because it makes sense. Like if you want to deal with these men, knowing that they transactional, knowing that they using you, knowing that they got an agenda, why not get your needs met? Right? That's all she's telling you. Stop being stupid about it. You know what I'm saying? Stop coming to them like, oh, I'm in love with you and I'm going by how you look and you so fine. And sometimes we let that go to our head, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being logical. She just saying be logical, get the money. You know what I'm saying? Now every woman can't do that. You know, she try to give women the game on how to do it, right? But they gotta follow it. That's the thing. The women sometimes don't be following. She even get on their case about it, you know. But what she doing, I don't see nothing wrong with that. If you gonna deal with me, hey, deal with the right one and get paid. I'm for it. Princella now, she was on point, man. Like the other lady said, PG. She when that stuff happened with B Taylor, she lost her mind. That was it. She just couldn't bounce back. I don't know. I really looked up to Priscilla at one point because she the past work that she did do in the past, I'm gonna give her flowers. She was on point, man. She taught me a lot, right? And she taught us a lot, and we learned from her like men nature, and she was breaking it down like to the coldest point, right? But that stuff at the B Taylor, she just, I don't know, she couldn't. Whew, I feel for her because now I be looking at her like she crazy. Like, what is you talking about right now? But yeah, so that's what's going on with her. Now Anwar, I don't know him. Y'all gotta school me on who this is because I don't know who he is. And y'all let me know what's his deal.
Okay, all right, sunshine. Yeah, Anwar, he's just a G man that, is a dating coach, and I think he definitely, tries to get black women to feel as if he can help them to find love and things like that. And I really think that he's taking advantage of like black women and their, loneliness, and the fact that a lot of black women are not loved, and and aren't in relationships. That's just my opinion, to the women that want to be in a relationship. Let me say that, because there are a lot of black women that are perfectly fine, healed, healthy, and content, just having being alone or having friends and things like that. Okay, so but once again, I told y'all I'm gonna wait till I hear all of y'all, and then I'll give my thoughts on what I think. So I'm gonna keep going to Special K, then Carmel Mermaid, and then Marquise. Hopefully I'm said that right. Okay, go ahead, Special K. Hey, how you doing, sis?
Hey, I'm good, and you? Hey, everybody on the panel. I haven't seen or heard anything from y'all in a long time, so I was like, let me get on here and see how everybody doing, and also, participate a little bit. But I don't know about the Anwar guy, so I won't even be addressing that. But I can't wait to hear what you got to say about him, and I'll be doing my research on them because I work, I'm busy, so I don't get a chance to really be caught up on the stuff. But as far as dating coaches and life coaches for black women, I don't think that I think that everybody has their own story and their own experiences, and like I think we all date different types of men, and we all meet different types of men. We might go through the same situations, but at the end of the day, they're not all the same. So I don't know how anybody could teach me how to deal with you know the these men that I run into, because even the men, they don't even have the same personality. And I think you got to deal with those men, one by one. You can't just go into a relationship with the same ideas for the same person, because their interests are different and the personality is different. So I don't even believe in dating coaches. Do I agree with some things that some people that consider themselves dating coaches say? Yes, I might find, something interesting about what they say. I might be able to, attain some knowledge from them, some understanding of, what I may be going through in dating. But as far as having the right advice for a black woman, I just don't think so. And especially if you are not a black woman, because you won't understand the plight of a black woman, and you just won't understand, everything. Like, can you put yourself in that person's shoes? Maybe. But I just don't think that that'll work. As far as Sheer Seven, I really don't follow her like that. I heard like some of the things that she said, and some of the things that I've heard people say about her, and opinions that they've had on her. And I just feel like at the end of the day, and if a person wants to be in a relationship, that's fine. But I feel like that's kind of still like what our grandmothers and our sometimes even our mothers, I think that's what they were already doing. They were already dating, or marrying men with that in mind of, uh what does he bring to the table, and what can he do for me? Because back in those days, we women didn't have rights. So, and some of them were not even women, they were even kids. So I think that it just keeps us in that same state where we're, marrying men just for the resources, but it's voluntarily, versus, being forced. And as far as Princella, I cannot take her seriously. Um, like in the beginning, she was saying like a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I love her. But when I found out that she was like G, then it kind of like, it was like a record stop. Like, like what happened? Like what? Wait, what happened? And then she started bashing women, black women, and I was just like, okay, what's happening? Like, what is going on? So at that point, that's when I stopped listening to her. I feel like she's a confused woman, and I feel like she just doesn't know where or what she's supposed to be doing. And honestly, with the switch up, I started seeing her as a panderer. So, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't know, but at the end of the day, that's just how I see it. So I don't really take advice from her. I listen to her from time to time, but if I, come across her video, but for the most part, no, I can't take her seriously at
All
all.
right. All right, sis. All right. So I'm gonna go down here to Carmel Mermaid and then Tiana. And then I'll say what I gotta say. All right, go ahead, Carmel Mermaid. We're
Lord
probably
Jesus.
gonna be too far off than what
Okay,
you guys are saying.
how y'all?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing, ladies? Um,
Hey.
hey, hey, hey. Um, dating coaches and life coaches. I I will not do one because it's one of those like what they could teach me probably ain't gonna work for me. You know, um, I
I think you breaking up, Carmel.
oh yeah, probably I'm in my car. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you right now, but you was breaking up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was making that transition from to the Bluetooth.
Okay.
Um, yeah, me, I don't think I would do a dating or a life coach. Um, because I mean, what can you actually teach me about dating and my lifestyle? Because it's just something I think a dating coach and life coach is something that you can coach yourself. You don't need it due to experience, mainly due to your own personal experience. You know what you can tolerate, what you're not going to tolerate, what you can do, what you can do, what you need to do to change. And I think you can do that with your by yourself and save you a whole bunch of money. And life coaches to me, they kind of a little scammy. Y'all remember that one viral video about the lady talking about what was it? Um, being high value. What was it? Something about energy, high value, low value. But she was comparing her plate
Oh
to the
yeah,
ladies
I
plate.
I remember. Yeah, that lady's a super scammer. Yeah, she said she had a low
Yeah,
vibrational plate or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She was comparing some vibrations. It was her plate versus the other lady's plate. That right there, that gives me scammy stuff, because just because I like food, I like to eat, that doesn't mean I'm a low vibrational person. The food look good, I'm hungry. So look, if the food looks good, tastes good, and I'm starving like Marvin, yeah, I'm gonna put a lot on my plate and eat it. But that
Right.
doesn't mean that I am not a kind person, or my soul ain't right with me. And to make it worse, if she want to talk about a vibrational, she was up there like eating some shrimps. And if she's one of those types that follow the Bible, technically eating shrimps is a big no-no in the Bible, you know? So it's like, how you gonna say somebody's low vibrational, and if you're a Christian, you're eating the no-no foods? But I digress. However, however, the other part, I kind of, I don't, I don't think she sets realistic. Sarah Seven, to me, she's telling women like, stop getting these men for love and getting them for the money, and pretty much that's something that, like the other lady said, our mothers did it, our grandmothers did it, great grandmothers did it. I mean, I had a great aunt who married a man because she didn't want to live with her parents no more.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so, but like I said, it's just one of those. I actually follow her, and I do like the fact that she tell women to be more confident, be more poised about yourself, be more confident about yourself. So I do follow her, but then I mainly follow her because she likes to shade the men in the comments. So I just watch her for the shading. Priscilla, I don't know who she is. Like, I don't know. I heard that name a lot, but I haven't followed her, or she haven't came in my FYP for me to say that. Onward, um, I used to follow him, but then he got a little too scammy. The one he did, what really turned me off was he did one. He was talking about. He said, "Okay, all the plus size, curvy, big, curvy black women, how you getting men? Because y'all said that I don't get to y'all. Is only thing you need to do, just be confident. Just be confident." And I was like, I'm a confident size 14 black woman, and you could be the most confident woman in the world. If you're not his type, you're not his type. No ifs ands or buts. You can have all the confidence in the world, but with a man, if a man said they don't like big women, they don't like big women. You just need to know that, hey, you're not everybody's type, and just keep it moving. Be realistic with him. So that's one thing. The only thing I liked about him is when he was talking about the member sizes among different, like how men really think in a sense. So he was like, don't follow that stereotype of the BOK men packing, because they ain't packing like they used to. See, they messed up. They need to go back to the Blue Magic and the pink, the Luster's pink oil moisturizer. Because when they used to put that on their hair, yeah, a lot of them was packing. He said, mm-mm. He said, they ain't packing no more. You only get 50-50. He was like, your Arabic man, this man, mama's boys. I was like, yeah, that is true. They are mama's boys. You want an Asian man? Yeah, you gonna get a little winner. You're gonna get a Vienna sausage. You're gonna get a little noodle. And I was like, oh crap. And then he was like, I'm sorry for all the ladies who lust over the Polynesian man. He was like, y'all give Vienna sausages with him. Now that one was funny, but then after that, I was just like, you know what? After he made that one little fake hypeness talking about every man likes a bigger woman, you just got to be confident. You could be the most confident person in the world. If you're not a person's type, you're just not that person. You're just not a person. You're just not that person's type. And it is what it is. So I stopped following him because after a while, it's just one of those. He started getting scammy. But I did like to follow him just out of entertainment purposes. But it was just like after a while, I was like, nah, I'm fulfilled for my entertainment. I'm done. But that's all I got to say on that one.
All right, all right. I got you. I got you, sis. All right, so let me go down here to Tiana and then True Worship because I had a question for True. Go ahead, Tiana.
Hi, Jazz. Hi, panel.
Hey.
Okay, so you just want me to go 1 through 4?
You don't have to. It's up to you. If you want to just talk about one of them, it's totally up to you, Tiana.
Okay. Um, I don't think black women benefit much from dating coaches, or I don't think anybody benefits from life coaches, given the fact that we're all living life for the first time and we know a human really has more experience than the other, regardless of age or career positioning. But also with dating coaches, I don't think that's a good move for black women either. And I feel like that kind of jumps into 4 with Anwar. I understand that he's a male, and although he's a gay male, I do believe that he does have perspectives, being in community with other males like him. But I also do feel like he is like scam artisty, and I don't like that he pushes to black women that their solution to their dating issues are simply, it's almost like simply solely to date interracially. And that's why I really do love your one video where I think it was titled The Abuse of Black Women Online, where you were showing to black women that dating interracially isn't always just the answer, that a lot of men hate women in general, and not just groups of black men who hate black women, but there's groups of other races of men who hate black women, and you have to move very carefully. And really, discernment is like the the main factor that you should, the main defining point when you're searching for a man, not just race, or thinking that dating outside your race is going to be the answer. I never followed Princella, and honestly, I don't know her name. What's her name?
You special K up there? Yeah.
Yeah, the woman above me, she really hit it on the head with Princella. She actually said everything that I was gonna say. I thought it was so weird that she was like, she kind of came off as like not a sheer 7 type, but she was saying a lot of truth. Then she started like taking on like this butch mask personality, and then was like speaking poorly on women, and I just felt the grift, and I just thought she was so weird for that. I don't like when people grift, because I can't lie my allegiance with you if you're gonna switch up so quickly. And and I don't think Share Seven's advice for black women is realistic. She says a lot of really unrealistic things. Like, she'll even have scenarios where she's like, if you want a man's money, just ask him and he should give it to you. Like, that's not how the world works. It almost feels like she's selling a fantasy. And I don't think I think women should take the meat and leave the bones with Shira Seven, because she doesn't seem like a happy person. She really doesn't. But like, besides all the glitz and the glam, she's beautiful and all that, but she doesn't seem happy in her relationship with James. So I don't think any woman should like idolize her or take her advice. Shira may be financially stable, but she's not happy. And the last, yeah, I think that was the last point.
Okay. All right. All right. I appreciate you, Tiana. All right. So, and yeah, I appreciate you, Tiana. Like I said, all of you guys have said things that I agree with. Let me go down here to True, cause True, you said in the comments that you felt like we were some pick niches or something like that. But I don't know. Were you directing that to us? I was just confused at what you were saying. Let me see. If I sent you a request to unmute your mic. True, you there?
Yes, apparently I got my lines crossed. I thought you guys were talking about, I think whoever says a sprinkle, is that Sure Seven?
Yes.
Okay, so I got my people crossed up. I thought it was Princella. But I don't really know her, so I think I'm a drop. I apologize for calling y'all Pignicias. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and elaborate before I get off of here. But
I'm not a pick me. I'm a skip me. Thanks.
Go ahead, Drew.
Agreed. So yeah, I don't know Princella or Anwar. I don't think I have to see their faces. But anywho, I mean the reality is in this generation in 2025, I mean, sure 7. I'm down with the sprinkle. I'm not saying it's right, but I ain't saying it's wrong either. Like in 2025, that's how a lot of people are moving. You know, especially the men. Let's be clear. Like, now I've had my share of what you call Builder Bears or Dusties. I've had my share, so I'm down with the sprinkle. I'm not dealing with that no more. And with that, I'm a yield. Thank you for having me up, sis.
Okay, no problem, no problem. All right. Okay, so let me just say this. I don't know if cuz all of this stuff that I'm about to say probably will be a little bit controversial, but probably not really. My thing is with Shira 7. I have no problem with women, black women specifically, living a soft life, having a man that takes care of the bills and takes care of them and all of that. I just feel like number one, contrary to what like I feel like Shira 7 represents, rich men are not plentiful of any race. They're not plentiful. The majority of people are not rich and cannot afford to finance your entire lifestyle. If there is a man that you are not disgusted by that is prepared to finance your lifestyle, you are going to have to be a certain type of woman, look a certain type of way. It's not just every woman that's going to be able to go and find an attractive man that's balling out of control, that's willing to say, hey, babe, sit here and do whatever you want. The bank accounts are yours. You're going to have to look a certain type of way. Your body's going to have to be a way. That's just what it is. And she doesn't often say that, I don't feel, but I have seen some clips of her saying that. Number two, if you are with a man that has the money, he's willing to take you as you are, he's going to be disgusting. He's going to be ugly. He's going to be old. He's going to be fat. He's going to be out of shape. Are you willing to sit there and take pipe from somebody that you want to close your eyes as they pumping your guts full of oblivion? I think that's gross in my opinion. I personally am not getting pumped by nobody I'm disgusted by. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care if you can put me in Harry Potter's castle. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting pumped by nobody that's old, nobody that's all their stomach is hanging in my mouth. None of that. I'm not doing it. No, no, no. I will work 18 jobs. I will go to school. I will get 30 million doctorates. I will hit the lottery and sneak into the lottery office and find the numbers and then do the mega Powerball. No, you know what I'm saying? But that's just me. But I feel like a lot of times she don't be realistic. She just got women out there thinking that you just gonna go and tell a man, cash at me $10,000 right now. And he about to be like, okay, baby, cause you so fine. Cause the majority of women, just keeping it real, you're not going to be on that level to where you're going to be able to do that. There's only a small percentage of women that could maybe even make moves like that. And even the women that can make moves like that, they get played with. They get dogged out. You think about somebody like who I think personally is beautiful. I don't know if you guys know who Bernice Burgos is. She's been with a whole bunch of ballers. They did her all type of dirty. Cheated on her, dogged her out, disrespected her. You know, she's been with rich men. So you think that you're going to be the exception and everything life is going to be great? People like to say, oh, no emotions, no emotions. Everybody has emotions. If somebody's continuing to play in your face, that's going to get on your nerves after a while, regardless of whether you like him or not. So it's like people want to, like somebody said in the comments, Cassie, people look down on her, but are you prepared to get pee-peed on, R. Kelly'd on? Are you prepared when he says, hey, you know, I'm the only reason why you got this house. I'm the only reason why you got this money. I'm the only reason why you got this lifestyle. So now I'm in the mood to see you get piped down by 4 dudes, one of them named the Punisher, and then he about to drizzle and make it rain all on your forehead. Is that what you're willing to do? I feel like that's unrealistic for you to sacrifice your morals for money nowadays. It's crazy to me. But hey, to each their own. I just feel like that's not what I want for my daughters. I don't want my daughters getting piped down by some old crusty bum because he got a little bit of paper. I feel like you should say, hey, get your own money. Get your money up. Go to school. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. But like I said, I'm not here to knock down any black woman. If that's what you want to do and you feel like you can do it, do it. But I don't see many women that actually are successful at this. Not the average everyday woman. I don't. I'm off of that. Princella. As far as Princella goes, I think Princella is completely delusional. I always thought that she was delusional, but she was talking things about black men and men in general that women needed to hear because men are getting on women's nerves, which I understand. But that lady is a complete psychopath. Anytime you go get on the live and you licking and sucking on fruits and you're 40 plus, you're a delusional nut job. You're playing 112, sweet love, licking on grapes, licking on watermelons and sucking peaches. What the is your problem? You're unhinged, ma'am. You're a lunatic. All right, then you're telling me that men are so bad, men are the enemy, men are this, that, and the third, but you're trying to be one. Weird, suspicious, doesn't seem right. Then you say that men are so bad, but then you're in barbershops full of just men talking about how bad women are. That's weird too. It doesn't make any sense to me. What are you doing? Are men the enemy? Are they not? Are men can't be trusted or can they be trusted? Is masculinity the problem or do you really want to be a man? Is that why you really mad at them? Like none of it makes sense at all. At all. That lady's flip-flops and women still listen to her and I don't know why. I don't know why a single soul listened to her when she was getting on them lives with that robe on playing games. I was so disgusted when I was looking in them comments and women were like, oh my gosh, Princella, you're looking so sexy. Oh, you might just turn me your way. I was like, are black women that desperate? Like, what? I was flabbergasted. I was like, I don't know. It just blew my mind because I was like, if y'all was gonna go crazy over a woman, I just was just surprised that it was her. But I'm not here to be funny. That was strange to me. I think there's something wrong with her, period. It's come to my attention. She's made disturbing comments about like SA, even a child that's been SA needs to take accountability for it. That's weird. I think all of the things that she said about Sandra Bland was weird. And wearing all lives matter shirts and the thin blue line shirts on lives when you know that the major part of your audience is black women. You saying that, oh, my message isn't just for black women when you know that the only reason why your big head is up here and has a platform is because of black women? All weird behavior. I just feel like that woman is mentally unstable, delusional, and psychotic. And I just feel like anybody that could listen to her, I got to question your discernment because what? I don't get it. How could you ever think that anything that she was saying was on point? And like I said, I understand that men get on everybody's nerves. I understand that men be doing stuff. I would never come up here and defend men. But if my whole platform is based on how men are predatory, how men can't be trusted, how men cannot love, how men cannot do anything, why in the world are you leaving your daughter with your baby daddy or your ex-husband or husband, whatever he is? If they're so bad, why are you leaving him unattended with your daughter? Huh? If men are so bad, why are you in spaces with men alone? Why are you going on podcasts with nothing but men and allowing them to disrespect you and call you out your name? None of it makes sense to me. I don't get it. If I'm skipping, I need to probably get some people out of here that are probably reporting me. So if you guys could like the live, that's probably exactly what. And I have no idea why anybody would report the live today. Like nothing that I said was really controversial. But let me just say this: the last thing I'm gonna say, as far as Anwar goes, he's the last person I'll talk about. Anwar, crazy. If you would ever listen to a G-man tell you that he knows what men want in women, you're crazy. And number two, if you would give him $10,000. I wouldn't even give him 10,000 Fruit Loops. I wouldn't give him 2,000 Honey Nut Cheerios. I wouldn't give him 10,000 saltine crackers. I wouldn't give him 10,000 pieces of toilet paper. I wouldn't give him 10,000 Tylenol tablets at all for nothing. You're crazy. You do not need that man to help you find a man, period. You would be better served if you really wanted a man. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you were looking for, I'm not saying you have to have a man at all. I'm just saying if that's what you wanted, you'd be better served by going in your bedroom late at night and praying to God above, because Anwar is not going to help you. He is taking advantage of the way some black women feel and using it to pay his bills. And it's just that simple. And that's disgusting. And I'm so tired of seeing, because in my opinion, everybody that I just mentioned is a grifter. All of them. This is my opinion. They're all grifters, and they all take advantage of black women in different ways by selling them an unrealistic dream. And the best way to sell somebody a dream is to add elements of truth into it. And what they all do is add elements of truth in their grift. So they get you with the truth that they have put in there as well. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Of course you don't want to mess with these brokies. So then you start thinking everything else she's saying is true, and it ain't. Or you look at Princella and say, yeah, these dudes, they stupid. They be doing this and that and third. Okay, so yeah, everything that she's saying, cool. Then you listen to Anwar that says, hey, black women, you need to open your horizons and date out and not just think about black men, which is true. But then you listen to everything else he say, not knowing the rest of it is garbage. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's all I had to say about it, y'all. I'm gonna go back to the top and I'll start the countdown on the show and I'll let everybody else speak again. You know what I'm saying? Because I just, hopefully what I said didn't offend anyone, because I didn't mean to offend anyone. I mean, it's just how I feel. I don't know what else to say. But I'm about to start this showdown. Just a second, you guys. That way I can get everybody a chance to speak. All right, I'll get started. Let's see. Hopefully I chose the right thing. No, this isn't it. Sorry, y'all. I gotta exit this into the one. Okay, hold on. It is, what is it? Countdown. I think it's the count. Yeah, I think it's the countdown. Yeah. Here we go. Hopefully this is it. Man, I'm messing up. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I think I'll just have to choose the countdown for everybody individually. I'll give everybody 5 minutes. Hold on. Okay. All right, T Scorpio, you up? Are you here? If not, I'll end yours and I'll go to the next person. I'll bring you back up. You there, sis? Okay, no, I think she might have walked away. Okay, so let me end hers and then I'll go to the next person and I'll come back to T. Okay, snap. Or T dropped. Oh, she might have got a phone call or something. Let me go and move to the next person. Okay. All right. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. I may not need 5 minutes, but I mean, I agree with everything you said, Triggered, in regards to your take on Shira 7 and how her messaging. But like I said, her messages is for people who are already, you already know what you're dealing with when it comes to dudes. You already know what it is. And a lot of women go into relationships thinking that it's going to be some cartoon fairy tale, it's going to be some Disney prince, whatever, and they get blindsided. I guess her message is more so for women who have been blindsided. They're not trying to be blindsided anymore. They're just trying to get what they can get. Now, that's not going to resonate with everybody. But my whole thing is, if you go into a relationship, go into it knowing what you're getting into or what could potentially happen, no matter what direction you take. I don't really care to follow either Priscilla or Shira 7. I think their messages, it can resonate if you know what to do with it. My whole thing is black women don't really know exactly what to do with the messaging. And that's always been my concern. If you want to still deal with black men, if you want to still take these BLK non-females seriously, if you still want to be in a relationship with one, I'm not saying that all of them are bad. I'm not saying that all of them are unworthy of relationships, but I am saying the vast majority of them are not. So if you want the companionship, if you want to date, if you want to be with somebody, there are certain parameters that you have to go by in order to deal with what's out there. Most of these dudes don't have money like that. Most of these dudes are not balling out of control. Most of us have better salaries than they do in some cases. So if you still want to deal with them, I would say go into it with the approach of knowing, hey, this is what I could potentially get. I'm not going to get too caught up. I need to keep myself in a position to where no matter what happens, I can always fall back on what I have and what I can do and my capabilities. And I think that's what makes Shira's message a little dangerous, because if you don't have anything to fall back on, if that whole James situation doesn't work, then it's like, what are you going to do? How are you going to make that work if your James falls apart? Um, I mean, I think that's something that a lot of BLK women need to think about. But even bigger than that, when it comes to life coaches, when it comes to, I don't even know if we can even talk about dating coaches because especially from a Christian standpoint, when we go to church and start talking about relationships, it's always from a standpoint of what can be applicable to people of other races, but it's not customized for what we experience as BLK women because we don't have male counterparts that are in a healthy space. So when you give dating advice, it never really is applicable because we don't see that every day. Yeah, you say, oh yeah, go over there and talk to him. He's a nice guy, but he probably got 4 kids by 10 different women. So it's like, yeah, we could apply all this stuff, but it's not applicable to the men in our race. But I guess I'll yield because I don't want to start rambling.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well, I appreciate you, PG 1908, and I definitely understand where you're coming from for sure. I'll go over here next to Sunshine. Oh, and I just want to say again and just reiterate. I hopefully nothing that I said I didn't offend anybody. I just was just saying what my thoughts. And at the end of the day, who am I? I ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? I just was just saying my opinions and stuff like that. And I don't want to offend anyone, if y'all don't agree, because I know that this particular things are kind of more of a touchier topic, because I know that there are a lot of women that do believe in the things that these women say. So I just want to be clear with that. I don't want to offend anyone or anything like that. I don't mean anything by what I'm saying. Okay, let me go further. Okay, let me go to Sunshine. Go ahead, Sunshine.
So, first thing, I'm always a strong believer in metaphysics
You
and
breaking up a
development.
little bit, Sunshine.
Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me
Yeah,
better now?
yes, yes, yes.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Again, I'm a strong believer in metaphysics and self-development. So I'm going to always, rely on myself and tell women to rely on themselves first and foremost. Always look within for the answers for anything that you need first. Anything, whether it's money, whether it's knowledge, whether it's protection, whatever it is that your need is, you should try to seek yourself, and have problem solving skills, right? So I never suggest that somebody should go outside of themselves at first. Now, sometimes we get lost in the sauce sometimes, and, you might look for somebody else's opinion, right? So with that being said, you just gotta be careful who you listen to. But at the end, in the beginning, in the middle of the day,
You breaking up
that's
some
what
more.
one thing I've learned. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. You broke up a little bit in between there, but it's okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. If you're not in a good spot though, I can come back to you when you get in a better spot if you want. But that's up to you.
Well, this the only spot. So sorry.
Okay.
But no, I was just saying, that to keep yourself, be your best friend. Look to yourself for development. Look for yourself to fulfill all of your needs and desires, right? Not nobody else. Now, as it comes to Shira, right? Like T was saying, a lot of people really listen to Shira closely, and I'm not, caping for Shira like that because I'm in the middle too, as far as her. But I do like her because she's telling women, that want to deal with men. You already dealing with these dudes, right? We know they ain't about nothing, right? We all us women on this panel know that. But the women that want to still deal with dudes, it's better for you to come in strategically. That's what she's telling the people. And I disagree with you a little bit, Trigger, on that part, because what she's telling women is to come in with a plan. Don't come in being silly. And a lot of women come in dealing with men silly. right? They not focused. They not coming in with a plan. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. When he do this, this is what Shira telling you. When he do this, you do this. When he do this, right? That's what women need. They need the playbook sometimes because they just be going off of looks, right? And not focus on doing things disciplined with logic. Like she was saying, she control her emotions. All of that stuff she tell women to do, right? And so it is realistic. And she tell you if you can't get it from one dude, go get another one. Go get another one. Because these are women that deal with dudes. They already dealing with them. So why not? If you already dealing with them, why not get the best? Why not get what you want? You supposed to be doing that from yourself, right? That's what I started the conversation off at, right? Doing it for yourself. But if you're going to be dealing with them, deal with them and get what you want. They playing you. So beat them to the punch. Be strategic. And yes, it could be some Diddy type of situation where you get pissed on and all of that. But you can avoid that. You can avoid that if you playing it smart. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And I end right there. I land.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, appreciate you, Sunshine. All right, so I will go next to shoot. Let me put the thing back up so I can see. So the next is Special K. Go ahead, sis. If you there? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, so I gotta disagree with a lot of that because, like, I think that a lot of times women, I don't feel like women get caught on the looks. I mean, maybe it's just, anecdotal for me, but I think that women don't have never really had too big of a standard when it came to looks because some of the shortest, most unattractive dudes, they still get women. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the most unattractive dudes walking around, they got a girlfriend. So I think that yeah, looks matter, especially for me, because I don't care how much money you got. I gotta be able to look at you in your face. Like I gotta be able to come home to you. I feel like most women, they take a more of a okay guy, than they're able to maybe get a really attractive guy. But at the end of the day, that's still not enough. And after a while, I feel like if you are dating a man just because of his resources, at some point that's going to run out. Resources, they run out and you get tired of it, and you just get tired of whatever. Maybe it's just me again, just my opinion, but after a while you're going to be wanting more out of life. And I feel like that's just, to me, that's not logical either. You know what I'm saying? I think that you can find yourself being caught up in a situation. Like some people just don't have the knowledge or the life skills or whatever to even find them. Because if we talking about P Diddy or whatever and Cassie, maybe she thought that she was dealing with somebody that she can just take his money. Because I can't see nobody looking at P Diddy and they just like, yeah, that's my boo, he's so good looking. I can only see women only wanting him just because he had money, or people just want to be around him just because he had money. And I feel like that's what Cassie was, that's what she had put herself in the situation. you know she had put herself in that situation, right? And I feel like she just found herself dealing with a monster. And I think that at that point, that's what some women might still end up experiencing. I don't think that it's safe for everybody. I don't think that advice is for everybody, at the end of the day. So I guarantee Cassie didn't know that the man that she was possibly, and I'm not saying that she was, but I'm just saying for me, as I see it, She was not dating Puff Daddy for his looks. She was little. She knew that he had a little power. She knew that he had money. Anybody that goes after somebody famous, they're going after them because of who they are, not so much of how they look. I really feel like she didn't expect to be caught in that situation, but we get greedy. We put ourselves in those situations and we don't know how to get out. And I think that would be a lot of women's circumstance, whether we think it's logical or not. I feel like at the end of the day, it's not safe to, do. So she's not telling, I don't know. It's just not good advice in my opinion. And I'll end there.
Oh, sorry, I had to unmute myself. Okay, all right, no problem. Special K. Nisrin, I'm confused at what you're saying. Are you saying that if anybody wants to get with an attractive man, that they have to pay him to be in a relationship? I'm confused at what you're saying. Like Nisrin, you need to come in the box because I'm confused at what you're trying to say. Like that don't make sense. Like maybe I just misunderstanding you. Yes, that's crazy. No, Special K is a very attractive woman. Why would she? I don't. Okay, I don't get what you're saying. Let me keep going. Go ahead, T. Hey, sis. All right, let me see. Get you your thing.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a
Oh,
phone
no
call and
problem. No
everything.
problem, sis.
I had a phone call and everything. So, any cahoots. Well, I'm just gonna piggyback about like this share seven thing. One, I would say that it's very difficult for a lot of people to understand share seven because they never actually had to move in that type of light that you had to cut off your emotion and be strategic. Like, excuse me for saying the word wrong. I got a problem saying that word. Don't judge me. And if you do, it is what it is. A lot of women don't move that way. They move according to their emotions. Um, and of course, is like a lot of women cannot disconnect like that, and that's the part that's hard. And when she does speak, because I'm listening to this woman words, she said, "You get with the man that treats you the best." She didn't just say get with the best provider. She said get a man that treats you the best, meaning how the way he treats
She
you, the way
didn't
he
just say
treats
get
you.
with the best provider. She said
I can't talk.
get a man that treats you the best, meaning
I
how the
even
way
acting
he
like
treats
I
you.
ain't
She
talk.
didn't just say get with the
I'm
That
sorry. You there, sis?
yeah,
I don't know if there was an echo or something.
no, it's cool. It's cool. Like I said, it was about how what man treats you the best. So you sit back and see how the way he looks at you, the way he talks about you, the way he, like I said, it's about treatment, and above all is the finances. She's not just talking about getting with a baller. She's talking about getting with a man that's in love, that loves you, but you don't love him. That was the part that I'm listening that I realized a lot of women in a miss it went over their heads, and that's a lot of things that I be saying on even on my platform. And like it works. It worked for me. That been working my entire life because men. We all know that men treat you the way you allow them, and they treat you the way. Not only they treat you the way you allow them to treat you, it's also how the way you treat yourself. If you are moving in a certain way that you do not disrespect yourself, and you honor yourself, and if you a woman of integrity, and the first thing of disrespect that you notice and you willing to walk away, that's when men like, oh, okay, she's not that type of woman that if I want her, I have to come correct. So I guess that's, like I said, that's where a lot of women, it goes over their head and they just focusing that Shara is just talking about getting the money. It's much deeper than that. And not to mention, not to be funny, to throw this in there, we all talking about a woman that believe in the power of magic. So she's coming from a different type of religion, a different type of culture, a different type of way of life. So her spirituality is on a different realm than us, especially if you are a religious woman. Even if you're not a religious woman, it's kind of hard to understand a woman like that because she's what you would be called what call a witch. So, and that's another important main component about if we're listening to a woman like that. So in that point of view, it is really is, you don't have to be in the middle of, oh, I don't know if I want an ugly man and he has money, or I'm gonna get with this man, he has money, he good looking, he's gonna treat me bad. You get with the man that vibes with you the most, and because he loves you, and because he likes you, he's going to naturally provide for you. That is the message that she is sending. She is saying, do not get with no man that does not move mountains for you. And I said that even earlier. You get with the man that's willing to move mountains for you. That is the premise of her message. The premise of her message is, get with a man that worships you. But in order to do that, you have to emotionally disconnect from these men. So a lot of people don't really, a lot of women don't quite understand that, and I get it, and I get it. And like I said, as far as Priscilla goes, Priscilla, like I said, she's coming from a place of bitterness, and I already mentioned that and everything. Like she's this. I hear a woman that's disappointed in women, and so she's lashing out. I don't think at this point listening to her is really gonna get anywhere with that. And back to the coaching dude that was G. The logically, I mean, I only got 10 seconds, so I'm gonna wait until my time is up, and I can explain why listening to a G man is not good. Not good advice.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. I appreciate you, T. I would say, as far as Shira 7 goes, I saw a video of hers today which spurred me on to make this live prompt where somebody asked her if her husband was cheating on her, and she said that it wouldn't matter if he was or not as long as the bills are paid. She said that that was the problem with women, that they're concerned about their man and what he's doing. The only thing that you should be concerned with is if you are getting the money. And so that is like I said, I don't have any problem with women getting money, or even women, hypergamous women that are looking for a man that can provide. And if the man cannot provide to whatever whatever they're looking for, because that varies by woman by woman, then that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. I just had a problem with her saying that a woman shouldn't be concerned if a man that she's married to is cheating on her or not. Cause I just feel like, if life is too short, like, why be with someone that you don't like, or that you're disgusted by, or that you don't love, or you don't care for, just for the money? I feel like, wouldn't it be better served that you could go ahead and get the money yourself and provide this lifestyle for yourself? And why tie yourself to a man that you don't like and then say, okay, well, we're in this marriage and I have to pretend to be faithful, I guess, if it's closed on your end. So what if you see the finest dude ever and you just want to, you can't even do it because you're trapped with some guy that you don't even like that. You know what I'm saying? To me, I just think that's strange. But she did say that. That's what sparked me to do the thing. And there was so many women that was in the comments like, yeah, that's right. I don't care. I don't care if my husband cheats. Just bring me the paycheck home. And that was weird because, but I'm not in that type of marriage. But I'm just saying, I can't see, even if I was getting a bag, how I would feel comfortable with whoever I'm with cheating on me or outside. Cause even when we're talking about beyond the money, he could bring you something home or anything. You know what I'm saying? That just is weird and strange to me. But she definitely said it.
I was, yeah, she does say that. She does say that. And it's also pertaining to questions when people be asking her about James, because remember, she was James' mistress before she became his wife. So of course the question is raised that if he cheats on you, do the same thing to you, what are you going to do? And she's saying that her bigger purpose was his money. So as far as that concern, it's not there, because it's not like I got with him because I loved him. I got with him because he benefits me and he elevates my life and the life of my children. So as far as sitting around worrying about, is James going to cheat on me, check his phone, smell him, that's not on her mind. So Shira was a mistress at one point with James mistress before she married him. And Another thing is that when she did point it out that if your man, if he's cheating and he got another woman, he's having sex with her, she's doing your job. So you don't even have to really have sex with him anymore. If you're worried about, diseases and him bringing you back something, if he's already getting his sexual pleasure going on and he is still providing for you, you get paperwork in order to make sure you are not going to suffer in the back end, because she basically saying, listen, in her mindset and her belief is that all men cheat. We're talking to a woman that had literally no faith in men. No faith in men she had. She has no faith in men. So when it comes to that logic about her being caught up about if a man is cheating, that no, she don't not
But
think
see,
she don't think
that's what I'm saying. I feel like all of that is unhealthy, ideology and mindsets. Because if you don't have any faith in men and you think that all men are garbage and trash, which there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. If you feel that way, fine. But why link yourself up with a group, which would be men, that you feel are all horrible just for money? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Then what you need to do is
Mhm.
get your own money. You know what I'm saying? Why be in somebody's space, be around them, and you feel like they're no good and they're trash?
But
Like,
you know,
or even somebody said it's not just for money, but it's also for a lifestyle. You can get money, you can get a lifestyle, you can provide all of those things that a man can do. You can do that for yourself. And I feel like that is encouraging black women to be weak, to feel like, no, you need to be with this man, no, you need to be linked up with this man that you don't like, you need to be linked up with him in order to get this lifestyle, instead of putting all of that effort and energy unto yourself, into you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I just, it just doesn't make sense to me, unless you're getting something out of the deal outside of something that you can curate for yourself, you know?
right. She also mentioned, like, and this is one of the things, like I said, I'm not exactly on like a share train because I'm not one of her followers and never purchased a book, never listened to her, didn't have to. I never had to follow Share 7. All of this that I've learned was from my own experience, and that was just something just in me that was just instinctive to do. But that's another story for another day. And she she did say her advice is not for every woman. It's for a particular woman that is capable of this. If you are capable of doing what she's doing and have her mindset and can move the way she's moving, this lifestyle, the way her teaching can flourish, can help you flourish. But if you are not that type of woman, like basically don't go chasing waterfalls. You know, don't do something that you're not capable of. If you are a woman that's taking my teaching and you're failing at it, then obviously this is not for you. This is for a particular type of woman. And and so I understand the point saying like it's discouraging black women, but the part where I think it's all as women where we have to understand, if you are your own woman, you know what fits for you and what does not fit for you. But I do understand like she's influencing these women, but it's like but like she does state a lot of times that if you're incapable of moving the way I'm moving, don't do this. It's not for
I
you.
mean, I feel what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I just think, to keep in mind, thinking that you have no faith in men, realizing the ideology of men, realizing that if you choose that man and he really likes you and he knows that you don't really care for him in that way, that could be a recipe for disaster. Like, men can turn violent, men can turn cold, men can do things, men can unalive you. It's a whole host of things that you go on. Just being involved with any man is a risk. So why would you even put yourself further at risk being in company with a man that already knows that you don't like him and don't care for him like that? And just for a lifestyle or money. I just feel like it's dangerous. And once again, I feel like it reduces black women from realizing that their power, that the dreams that they have, the lifestyle that they want, the whatever they want out of life, is in the palm of their hands to curate and create for themselves without a man at all. Like, you can do anything that you want to do without a man. And Neeson, you know what I'm saying? The things that you're saying in the comments are really actually crazy. The fact that you keep talking about getting with an attractive man, you're going to have to pay all the bills and all of this other stuff. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. That might apply to you, but I don't have any women that I know that that's applied to. I'll just say that. That sounds insane. But anyway, like I said, all I want black women to get out of this is that don't get with no brokies, of course. But I do feel like know your worth and know your power, that whatever you can dream, you can achieve it on your own. You don't need no busted and disgusted man to do it for you. You don't have to be linked up and laid up in bed with a man that you don't like or you don't care about. Because if you're going to do that, why not be alone and just live your life as a sexy auntie? And if you decide you see some sexy man somewhere, you can do what you do and drop him off somewhere. Not that I recommend that. Okay, I'm just saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. Let me just shut up because that make me sound crazy. Let me go forward. Go ahead, Caterpillar. You've been so patient. I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead, Caterpillar.
No worries. I don't I don't mind. I really do enjoy the conversation, but I do want to address number 2. Do you think Shira Seven's advice for the average black woman is realistic? In my opinion, I'm going to say yes, and this is coming from of course a religious black woman. So when I was growing up, my mom did not allow me to date. She didn't allow me to date until I was like 16 years old. And I was raised in a pretty like Christian household. So, like saving yourself for marriage, things like that were constantly like put in my head. So it had me like prioritizing, marriage and relationships, things of that nature. So when I started to like see some of the Shira Seven TikToks on her little shorts on my TikTok, I was like, oh, let me go watch an actual video and get the full concept. I do not agree with most of the things that she says, but something that I like about her is that she always tells women to prioritize themselves. Make sure that you are making your money for yourself and make sure that you're not consumed by a man. Making sure that you have hobbies, have things to do, and that you're not pouring into a man. And I understand why she is not a very religious person, especially not someone who believes in the Abrahamic religions, because in some ways they kind of prioritize men over women, and they make you kind of view yourself as not being worthy unless you're attached to a man. And what I get from her is that she is married and that's okay with her, but she's not consumed by it, if that makes sense. And overall, what I got from, or what I get from what she's saying is just to, like many of you said, to put yourself first. Like, take care of yourself. Of course, put effort into the way that you look. And when you are if you want to date a man, understand that they are coming to you because they want something from you. They're coming to you because maybe they want to be in your presence. Maybe they do want your body. They want to be like intimate with you, or whatever it may be. Most men are coming to you because they want something from you, and that is fair. So ensure that before you give something up, like, your body or your feelings, ensure that you've gotten enough out of that situation. Like, whether it be, him spending money on you, like most of the women that support her are looking for. I mean, it's just all about how you interpret it. Everybody's going to interpret her message differently. I wouldn't say that I am completely aligned with everything that she states, but I do respect the message of putting yourself first. So I think that it's pretty realistic in that regard. Should you go by her steps point by point? No, because like many of you have said, what happens when the money runs out, or what happens when you're tired of that old moldy man trying to crawl up on top of you? To me, that's not worth it. I'd rather get my own money. I don't have a problem getting my own money, but just ensure that you are happy with yourself and you are not consumed by the idea of being someone else's partner. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right, Caterpillar. I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I definitely understand the points that you were trying to make for sure. I also wanted to respond. I think it was to Coach T in the comments, that I think Coach T was saying that Like, I guess Shira was saying that, you can have other men as well, just don't get caught and stuff like that. I just want to say that I feel like that's just kind of a risky thing as well, because men can't take what they dish out. So if you're staying there with a man that is already showed that told you that he likes you way more than you like him, and he's financing your entire life, and you get caught cheating, you could be in the graveyard. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody. So I would just say follow all those things very carefully if you choose to do that. Nissan, Nisrin, like, look. Let me just say this, and honestly, I want y'all to know, I think that this is probably, like I said earlier, when I saw the Shira 7 video, and it really wasn't even what she said, because I didn't heard women say that all my life. I remember my first husband's aunt told me the first time she met me, she was like, if you got a, in between your legs, if you got a pocketbook, you should never be broke. You should be, running game on these men. She told me that so many years ago when I was a young woman. So you know what I'm saying? Nothing that Shira 7 is saying I haven't heard, and I think that all of us haven't heard before in some certain type of way, and have like realized that, hey, you don't want, a man to be taking advantage of you and stuff like that. So it's really, I don't even really think that's really my issue. I think some of it is the delusion that some people, hold on to these creators. They start getting like mentally unstable and start believing everything is 100%, like this Nissan person or Nisrin, whatever, saying like no woman is special to males. If you want to live in delusion, no problem, but don't try to make us, like, first of all, there are some women that are special. You know what I'm saying? There are some women that are being loved. And I wish that a lot of y'all, that have never had that happen to you, I hope that it does happen to you. But I think it's crazy to just come and say that over other people and then call them delusional. Because if I was to say half the things that I want to say right now to you, it wouldn't be right. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you grace, because I know that you're a Black woman, but I do implore you to seek therapy. Like, honestly, just your reality is not everybody's reality. It's not. Like, it's people out here that are staying at $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a night hotels every day, and do whatever they want to do. That's not my reality, but I know that is there, right? So who am I to say, oh no, it's nobody out there living like that? No, because I haven't seen it. That's crazy, right? Hopefully that makes sense to you. So you saying that is saying that no women are being loved, is you, just because that's not your reality, that doesn't mean it's not someone else's. And it doesn't mean they're delusional to say that. Like, that's just like, literally, like I said, it gives like an unhealed mindset that you have some deep rooted trauma that you need to fix. You know what I'm saying? And Shira can't fix it for you, baby. You have to fix that on your own. But let me just keep going, because I just think that, I think that's what it is. And it's the same people that be under Princella stuff, like just regurgitating everything, even the things that don't make sense. I think that's probably really what it is. It's very strange. Let me move forward. Sorry. I'm gonna go to let me know if it's Fatima or Fatima. Sorry.
The team is fine.
Fatima.
Hi. Yeah,
Hey, how you doing, Fatima?
I'm doing well. I really like the points you guys have made, especially you Trigger, because um, I feel like you have to be able to understand the nuance of life. And I feel like when we're consuming content, when people are telling their opinions, you can't deal in absolutes in real life. So you can recognize a pattern, or you can say, okay, most men do this, most men operate this way. But like you said, when you start making sweeping generalizations and say, oh, this doesn't exist, it does kind of give that you're projecting, and you're operating in a lag mindset. That's something I had to recognize for myself, because ultimately I do agree with Shira and Princella's ideas, but I'm a human being at the end of the day. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh, I don't ever want to deal with a male again, or I don't ever want to have a connection with somebody. I've been celibate for 3 years, but now I feel like I'm coming from a mindset of groundedness and ultimately putting myself first. And once you kind of deal with that hurt, uh, when you do come onto these creators' content, you do kind of have like a shattered you had these rose painted glasses on, right? And then the illusion is kind of shattered for you, but that doesn't mean you can't find the good experiences and then just enjoy them for what they are. You know, you don't have to take things as seriously or, like you said, be consumed by a man. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right, all right. I appreciate you, Fatima. All right, so let me go next to let's see here. It's controversial.
Thanks for having me up. I was listening to some of the things you were saying and some of the people on the panel in when I was in the comments, and I agree on a lot of it. I think one thing that was said that stood out and that needs to be emphasized is Share a Seven message isn't for everybody. It's not for every woman, and it's not talking about every man. It's talking about a certain subgroup of a type of a man, which I think dealing with guys who are or men who are bosses and who are CEOs and who runs the show at work and in their personal life, that takes a certain type of a woman. If you are very emotional and you're looking for love and you're looking for attention 24/7, that might not be the type of man you want because he's not going to have that time. He's going to be working. He may be busy. He may be on meeting calls. So you got to be a certain level of independent. If you even look at Share Seven, sometimes she's out and about on her own. She's not with him. So I think that has to be kind of taken into consideration. What type of woman are you? And what type of man you are talking to. So if you need a guy who's always able to be available for you, probably somebody that type of guy isn't your guy for you. Maybe, somebody that maybe make less and their hours and their work might not be as demanding. So that's one thing I wanted to say. Just, it's not for everybody. And I'm not a Shira Seven fan. I just know her content a little bit. And I know what, like I said, my mom taught me. So it's kind of an old thing that's been passed down. Just that, yeah, you need to get something. If you're going to play the game, get something out of it. Don't just be used. And kind of like what you said, you triggered. Um, that's how I was taught. If you have something in between your legs, you should have money. You should not be broke. No woman should be broke. And that's the way I feel. That's the way I think about it. But even with me dating that type of guy, I learned very fast. I can't talk to every friend. I can't talk to all my girlfriends because not everybody understand. They're not dating that type of guy. We don't have the same type of lifestyle. So it's kind of hard to give that opinion when you don't know it. You're not experienced. You're not traveling every month. You're not taking vacations every month. You're not getting flown out here or going. You don't understand it. So it's just a different type of lifestyle when you speak to other people. So that's all I wanted to say. Just you got to take that in consideration. Who's your audience?
Okay, all right, all right. I appreciate you. It's controversial. Just 1 second. Let me go over here to Mel. What is that? Hold on. I'm about to mess the name up already.
Oh,
Melian.
butcher. You got it. I thought you were gonna butcher
All right.
it.
I did too. I
You
did
got
too.
it. You got
Go
it.
ahead.
Somebody said, "Oh Lord, it's a man up here." Uh oh. Hey, ladies, how you guys doing? Happy Father's Day to all my actual fathers out there. You know, shouts out to you guys who pay bills and take care of babies. And how you doing, Trigger? What's going on?
I'm doing pretty good. Everybody said like it was a man. I thought you were a lady. I couldn't tell by the picture. It's not that you look like a lady. It's just that I didn't see it. It was so small I wasn't looking at it. But go ahead.
Yeah. I am not a lady. I am a
I
light
know I
skinned
could tell.
male. Yeah, I'm listening to everything that these young ladies have to say, and this is my response to all of it. I do not listen to anybody who is a celebrity, anything trying to give average people uh, advice on love and relationship. I just don't, because the average individual, when it comes to women, These ladies have children, they have responsibilities, they got to get up and go to work, they may have careers or regular jobs, and their lifestyle does not even remotely, equal up to anything like, in the forefront of things, people who are out there putting themselves out there on camera and things of that nature. So when people go on television or go on social media or go on any type of platform to start preaching to women as to what they should or should not do, yeah, I don't pay attention to none of that stuff. As far as like, I'm not a
I hope
woman.
you
I'm
don't,
just a
since
man.
you're not a woman.
Yeah, I'm not a woman. I'm just a married dude with children and grandbabies. Yeah, I just look good for my age. But for men to try to tell women what they should or shouldn't do, yeah, to me that's a little, like, all right, ladies, I think the best advice would come from women. It's just, as a man, I just think some of the pitfalls that you guys go through, to me, is a little crazy. Some of the things that you guys ignore when it comes to male behavior is a little crazy to me.
Say what that is. What is that?
Like, for instance, it's not what I say, it's what I do. It's what I physically and literally show you who I am. Like, if I'm a drinker or a smoker, if I'm always hanging out with the homies, if I really don't have any goals or dreams or aspiration that I've ever showed you that I'm doing or trying to accomplish, if I'm not trying to open a business, if I if I yell and cuss and scream all the time, if I'm always out on the weekends, if I'm playing PlayStation 24/7 and I don't got no ambitions outside of that, certain traits and behaviors that I'm literally showing you. It's like screaming to the top of my lungs, I ain't ish, because I'm showing you that I'm not. You know what I mean? We got to stop ignoring those things.
Yeah,
As
I mean,
men,
okay, so Mel Lynn. Oh, let me just let you
go
finish. You got a
ahead.
minute and a half. I'll ask you after I'm done. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. You got
No,
you
no,
got
no,
time
no,
for
no,
that.
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Ask me, Trigger. It's cool.
I
You can
didn't want to
ask me.
interject on your time. I'm just confused on what this has to do with what we talk about.
Oh, I mean, I was listening to some of the things, like I said, the young ladies were speaking about when it comes to men, and then also the other young lady mentioned something about celibacy. I don't understand that when you like hit a certain age. I don't understand why, like, all of a sudden, bam, celibate.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna cut you off right there, because if you don't understand celibacy, it's only because you want to take advantage of women and you want women to feel
whoa,
comfortable being taken advantage of. Yes, it is, because there's no reason why you don't understand celibacy. You would understand celibacy if it was your daughter. You would understand celibacy if it was 10 men saying that, hey, they wanted to put their dick in your daughter. You would understand that perfectly fine. But then you come up here and talk about celibacy because it's a woman that is not somebody that you're close to, and you think that she should be giving up the draws. Men only half the time, 99% of the time, want to put their penis in somebody and then dismiss them and tell them to get lost. So, and even more often, the woman's not even getting any enjoyment or even reaching an orgasm on it. So why wouldn't she be celibate? What would she be getting out of it other than to be your plaything? Huh? So it's like, I don't understand a man that just got up here and said that he married and got kids and grandkids and all of this other stuff, and you over here trying to shame a woman and mention you don't understand why somebody should be celibate. They should be
who's
celibate
shaming
because they
women?
can stop women from you just said, and
No,
this is what I
I
mean
said I don't
about
understand
no.
celibacy. That's
This is
what
what
that
I
had to do
mean
with.
about the delusion of men. You come up here and you say, oh, I think women should be looking at the signs, looking at what type of man it is, and seeing this, that, and the third. But then you don't think a woman should reserve her body. If she don't know that man and she's trying to get to know him, which you don't know anybody for a very, very long time, why wouldn't she be celibate? Why wouldn't she even possibly be abstinent until she got married? That doesn't make any sense. What you're saying makes no logical sense. If you're saying that women need to be more careful and pay attention, but then you think that they should give up the draws and not be celibate, which is it, sir? And my thing is, a lot of y'all say that, but y'all say that only applied to somebody else that's not in your life. Because I can guarantee you, if dudes came up to you and said, why your daughter celibate? Why she not giving up the draws, man? She need to go on and have some sex. You lose your mind. So it's just like, think about the things that you say when they come out your mouth. because celibacy is a beautiful and great thing for clarity. Yes, you have a great day, Baldy. Okay? Like, honestly, y'all come up here and y'all always leave when somebody, draws attention to your hypocrisy and insanity. Like, I swear, I don't know what you put in them grandbabies' hands, but probably nothing but Rice Krispie treats is in their head. You know what I'm saying? Nothing of substance. Nothing of substance. Probably not even Rice Krispie treats. Probably the bland rice cakes. Cause my goodness, what are you really saying? But I know one thing, you definitely not gonna get up here and make no black woman feel bad for preserving her body and keeping it away from disgusting, dirty knuckleheads like you. You know what I'm saying? You are the exact reason why more women should be celibate. You the reason why your wife should have been probably celibate and left you on the curb where you belong at. But anyway, let me just keep going. Just absolutely disgusting. Like, ugh, yuck. Go ahead, Juice.
Okay, I want to speak on that because me as being a black woman, as in my experience, and I'm from the South, I noticed, and I want to stay on task of piggybacking of what his behavior was when he came in here to attack the woman of her being celibate or abstinence. Okay, well, some women they find themselves or they heal themselves and they learn themselves and then the true value of themselves. So they, sustain from sex because they understand that some men use them to be a dumping ground. And some women understand, if I'm going to be a dumping ground, you're going to pay me for dumping on me. And the women that grow out of it and say, I'm going to save myself and I'm going to trust and believe and prepare for me to have a husband for protection, because I don't want to be this independent woman, because in life we have choices, so you can choose whatever you like. And so they have, when those two women are the same women, but the difference is the woman that wants to be alone and don't desire a helpmate or what have you, she's not going to send that frequency. But the woman that desires that, she's going to send that frequency. So if she has a past and she no longer do those things, then I believe that because everything is a frequency, and then when we pray, we're supposed to watch, and then there are people that come to try, or I want to say it's the false come to stop. Like if something false can come and trap you up, because I've experienced where I had community of good friends, but something false came and I went toward the false. So I missed out on my good community of good friends, so you have to wait till it comes again, or you have to learn, or however it goes. And so with that, I experienced black men that do not date their race. They're used as ammo to attack us. And I feel like I experienced that a lot. And us as women, we're supposed to be like all on one accord because we're women and we're supposed to be united. And especially after the year of Aquarius and all this information that we're learning of our power, then you can tell that it's when it said I can't remember the exact word, but like I'm just repeating about the ancient beings because I haven't researched that, but from when I heard the person say that and from me just trying to explain why I always experience this, it helps me understand who I am. So us as black women, when we've come into the knowing of ourselves and we know our self-worth and we stand on it, it's always going to have something to counteract us, to tell us, no, you're not. Because if we look back, and I don't know, some people were raised on old Negro movies and like they have new ones like Us and something else. It just tells you like different things. So when I see behaviors and stuff like that, that's where I go and I'm like, I do my comparisons, because I don't read to gain knowledge, because that's like brainwashing and it's kind of scared, and that's something different because it's to each its own. I read to like compare and to understand where I am. And but that is just hurting to me when I see that. And I feel like for the rise of us, um and I'm gonna say this, and I want to say this, and for you guys that get it, you get it, because it was a saying that when black men, and just because I feel attacked, and I felt that we were attacked, and I only feel like insecure black men and black men that switch sides on us do this to us. And so, as the rising of us, they are like those dry bones in the Bible when it says, "These dry bones shall live." Because us as Black women, we never switch side, and we always over and over try to tell them and extend ourselves to them. But the spell is so heavily that I guess some see and some don't. And so, okay, I have to go, guys, but I just wanted to leave you guys with that. And it's just I want to wrap it up, but my dog is just he wants me to leave.
No problem. No problem. I appreciate you, Rosalita.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. So thanks that from to Rosalita, and I'm gonna go up here to T. But I just wanted to say real quick, y'all, like, I the hypocrisy and the nonsensical ideology of a lot of black men never ceases to amaze me. Like, and I know that it should stop, making me flabbergasted, but it still doesn't. It still doesn't. They always come in and introduce themselves like, yeah, I'm a married man. I'm a good man. I'm a hardworking man. I got a job. I got kids. I got grandkids, and I'm such a good man. And then go and spout the most disgusting, delusional, misogynistic, language ever. And honestly, this is the reason why I don't believe that the reason why the younger generations of black men are also acting up, misbehaving, doing crazy things, like the 20-year-old black boy that, or black young black man, 20-year-old that unalived his 17-year-old baby mama because she broke up with him because he was whooping her with an extension cord and putting bruises all over her body, and she couldn't take it no more, so she said she didn't want to be with him, and he snuck and waited for her to go to her job and unalived her. Or the other, I think he was 19-year-old or 20, something like that unalived his 2-year-old son. The reason why all of these emotionally unregulated, younger black men are around, because we keep saying, well, why aren't the older black men instilling anything? Because there's nothing in them either. There's nothing in them to pass down. And that's frightening to me. You know what I'm saying? But let me go over here to T. Go ahead, T.
Girl, you was taking the words right out of my mouth. Like, one of the things I was gonna say, I was itching to kind of come off mute. I was gonna say, what does a single woman's vagina got to do with you, Mr. Married Man? Why are y'all so fixated? Want to floss that y'all married supposedly and all these other things, and then want to get into a conversation about what this single woman is doing with her body? It's none of your business. It don't matter if she's a 304. It don't matter if she had a body count of 110. It don't matter if she was celibate. It don't matter if she was a nun. It don't matter if she was a virgin. You're married. The only vagina you should be concerned about is your wife's. Because why will a supposedly happily married man with grandchildren is up on a panel full of women on Father's Day is beyond me. He's supposed to be out right now eating some food, enjoying day with the family, but instead he brung his raggedy ass up here. So I already be calling them out like, yo, y'all not. I doubt that you're married, and if you are, you're not happy, obviously. And these are the type of dudes we be talking about all the time up on these panels. They always want to get up in a women's conversation. We can't even teach each other nothing without some ignorant dude trying to move the goalposts. He really wanted to not just comment about the celibacy part. He also wanted to comment basically about us being gold diggers. Well, not y'all, with me. I'm a married gold digger, proud of it. It is what it is. I do not care. So when it comes to that kind of conversation, I can tell that he was going to swerve into that It's just so they just be so annoying, and they all do the same thing. Oh, hey, what's up, everybody on the panel? How are you on this glorious um Sunday? Happy Father's Day to all the fathers that's taking care of all the kids. Oh, hey, hello, host. Hello to all the beautiful black queens up on here. I just want to let you know I've been married for 21 years. My wife is a nurse. I was a veteran for about 20 years too. I'm happy retired. Yeah. So my question is, I was listening to y'all for about 40 minutes. Like, come on, it's always the same shit. It's always the same shit. You, you cannot take these dudes seriously, and this is why it is so easy to to just connect from them. Because when you just look back and sit back and just look at them, they just a bunch of clowns. And like you pointed out, the reason why the youth of men is so messed up because they looking up to Dusties like that. Dusties, they cannot get over that you are locked down to one vagina for the rest of your life. And even they go as far as being so desperate for women, they want to do connect four on TikTok. Like, come on, rolling up in a random woman's panel talking about, I don't understand why you stopped having sex. What is it to you? What is it to you? That's none of your goddamn business. I wish the help my husband would if I would ever find out. He going online talking about, oh, so how come you're not having sex? Dude, her vagina is none of your business. You need to be worrying about this one right here. And if you ain't gonna be focusing on this one, you're gonna find yourself taking care of another kid that ain't yours. But that's another story for another day. So moving on. I like what the last young lady, the last came up here and talking about how rediscovering ourselves and rediscovering our power, and I'm 100% behind that. The number one thing, if any type of message I can send to women before I drop out of here, is to discover yourself, is to find your own power. So coaches like Share Seven, Akbar, whatever his name is, and the rest of these dating coaches and Priscilla can probably not even affect you because remember audience are women that are lost, women who don't know themselves, women who have not discovered themselves. So of course, women like that in those audience is easily swayed, easily manipulated. But I heard a lot of women from Share Seven saying that they have become successful and everything. I wish them all the best of luck. I really do sincerely say that. And like I said, it's about rediscovering our power. And if you walking in a different type of frequency, no one can unbother you, and you attract all kinds of people. You might even attract the love of your life, a man that's literally everything that you want in a man because you already love yourself first. If you love yourself, basically you're unstoppable. That's all I gotta say. Thank you so much, Trigger.
No problem, T. And I just wanted to say, it had nothing to do with what T was saying. I think everything that she was saying made complete sense. I just wanted to say that if you are a black woman and you are celibate, I just want to reiterate there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with protecting your energy and not letting everybody see you or engage with you that way. Now, once again, I'm not here to try to police anyone's private parts because at the end of the day, I don't care like that. But I'm just saying, I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing that because intercourse is an energy exchange and you can't exchange energy with just anybody. Sometimes if you do that, it can cause problems for you because it is an energy exchange. So that's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. And the only men that will attempt to try to ask you why are men that want to try to use you. They don't want to pour into you. They don't want to do nothing for you. They don't want to pay your bills. They don't want to love on you. They don't want to do anything but use you and cash you to the side after they're done like trash, which is disgusting, but it's the truth. And then once they do that to you, they'll be the one to look you in your face and say, well, you should have known better, which is so disgraceful. Just disgusting. That man was in my opinion scum. But I'm gonna end this live soon, but I'm gonna let all the rest of the ladies that are left say what they need to say. I don't know, something about him just grind my gears. It just made me sick. But yeah, let me go up here to PG 1908 and then Special K. Go ahead, PG 1908.
Okay, I'll be brief. See, this is why I said earlier that dating coaches do not work. I mean, because what exactly are they coaching you for? To date some males who think like, oh, why you celibate? Why you gotta save it? You should just you in your 40s, you just get it up. I mean, there's no way to coach somebody into something like that. There's no way to coach somebody and say, hey, just put your best foot forward and be confident so you can deal with somebody who thinks that celibacy is nonsense. I mean, that's why I say everything is based on you getting an aesthetic, not necessarily getting a relationship. That's why self elevation and self help is always, in my book, going to be the way, because we're talking about a layered conversation. When you have self-help and you have elevated to a certain place as an individual, as a woman, you're going to look at these dudes and be like, there's no way in hell I'm going to spend 40 years with you. There's no way in hell I'm going to invest in you. But if you absolutely get to an elevated place and you absolutely have to have companionship, then you would have to start to look at how do you want to deal with these men. That's where the Shira Sevens come in. If you want to apply that mindset, you're in an elevated place, but you just want to have companionship. So one or two things is going to happen. Either you're going to meet the guy who's right for you and at the elevated place that you're at, or you're going to be in an elevated place and you're going to decide how you want to deal with guys who are not elevated. That's if you want to deal with them at all. So, I mean, Black women's got a lot of decisions that they have to make. Either you hold out for that guy who's on your level, or you deal with guys who are not on your level, but there are certain rules that you apply when you deal with them. That's basically what we're looking at. I yield.
All right, all right. I got you, PG 1908. All right. Let me go over here to Special K. You there, sis?
Yeah. Yep. I'm here. I'm here. So pretty much like they never cease to amaze me. Like UNT said, they always come in here with the same introduction, but they always got something offensive to say about women, and especially the married ones. I just didn't even understand what his point was. He didn't even have a point, you know. And it had nothing to do with anything. And as far as celibacy is concerned, like I think that being celibate is a positive thing when it comes down to a woman, because we give up so much on a day-to-day basis, not only just our bodies, but we do just about everything. So sometimes you do need to, you know, cleanse your spirit, you know, cleanse your body, cleanse everything. And that's exactly what celibacy is all about. And any man who has a problem with a woman being celibate, they're not good men, and they only see women as tools and things to use. They don't see women as being human beings. They look at us like robots, like we just supposed to keep going and going, going, keep opening up our legs to them. We shouldn't be tired of that, you know. I know I was on Facebook and I saw where a man said should be sleeping with your man every single day, and I was surprised to see, you know, the men in the comments saying like, if you could sleep with somebody every single day, like, you know, all day long, you know, just having, you know, all day long, you don't have enough to do. You know, you're broke. That's what the men was saying. But at the end of the day, you know, celibacy is between that person and God. And that's where it should be, you know. And as far as listening to advice from anybody, I think that yes, knowing yourself and knowing what you have, who you are within, is good, but also going to God, and I'm gonna always go there. Going to God is the best place to go. If you have a relationship with God, you definitely need to find the answers in him, you know, at the end of the day. So I'll end there. But like I said, just, you know, just take like the girl, I think she said, eat the meat, spit out the bones. I love that. And that's how you do it.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, Special K. And I just wanted to say to all the ladies here, I know that we as Black women, we are very unique and we're not monolithic, and we all have our own different thoughts and perspectives and ideas on everything. And I just want y'all to know that I totally respect everybody's perspective that was on the live today. I agree with a lot of things. There was a couple things that I disagree with, but I still, at the end of the day, respect everything that everyone said. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate that all of you guys took the time to give me y'all perspectives and just engage with the lot today. I really appreciate it. And I just want to let y'all know that at the end of the day, however you guys decide to proceed in your life, I really, the only thing I ever want for Black women is for all of you guys to be happy. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and being loved, unconditionally by whoever that is. And that doesn't necessarily have to be no man. It could be your kids, it could be your mom, it could be your girlfriends, it could be your sister, it could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want from every Black woman that's listening to this. Just that I want y'all to be healthy and happy and have a good life. That's it. Whether I agree or disagree with anything, as long as you're happy at the end of the day, that's all I want, and that's the reason why I have all of these lives and stuff like that. So, hopefully you guys are out there feeling great. Just make sure that you protect your energy and make sure that you, put on some dusty blocker, spray some dusty blocker on you when you go outside. That way, if the dusties try to get by you, they'll bounce off like let me stop. All right. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. And I just want y'all to know, if you're a Black woman, you listen to this, I love you. You're awesome. You're amazing. And you're special and you're valuable. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. And don't let nobody encourage you to settle for less, because you shouldn't. And I hopefully I made that clear. I don't think that Black women should settle for less at all. I don't. I think that every last one of you guys deserve the best. Okay? All right. I'll see y'all later.